Living,
Oh.
babe. What? What's up?
No, it's just we're stupid.
What'd I do? What'd we do?
Wow.
What the fuck we do?
What did we do?
That's true. I Eddie, I know it's like, listen, I know this is fine, but like, it's just every time I look at it, it's so funny that it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 8.
Just like, get it off my plate. Here you go.
Fuck it, here it is. Eat it. Anyways, wow, huh. The last two streams of this game have been like the biggest extremes in my mental state since we started playing this. Hey Ham, what's up? I
Hey,
just
Ham.
like to go
Hey,
from
Barry.
like my brain is on fire. I have 50 billion theories. Need to know so much of what's going on. How much of this is real? How much of this is fake? What does this mean in a metaphorical sense? And what does that metaphor mean when it's applied literally? To like, oh my god, the Twin Towers. Why do you do this to us? Because Umineko's fascinating. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since we started playing this. Did you
Welcome,
not see
y'all.
my announcement, Barry?
It's very important to always see the announcement.
Look at the announcement image. Look, damn
Always
you!
check the announcement channel.
I don't look at anything you make. God damn! Wait, you're actively watching my content right now! You play in my D&D games! What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways. Yes, the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers were unironically an incredibly important plot point last stream.
Mm-hmm.
I
They were.
really wish I could say otherwise. What do you mean?
Welcome,
Beatrice and
human.
Beatrice and the old Beatrice had a big magic wizard fight, and it turned out Beatrice won in like second one, but then decided to pretend like she hadn't, and it involved using the Twin Towers. What do you mean? Why are they useless? Turns out they weren't useless. There was a third tower in the shadow of the two. Do any of y'all remember 9/11? I was like 6, so not really.
Kind of. My dad
third,
worked in the
third and
city.
fourth tower. No. The third tower that I'm talking about specifically was in the shadow of the third tower in the shadow of the other two. That the fourth tower was completely unrelated to the 2 and 3 towers. The one, first, second, and third tower. That shit didn't matter at all. I was busy
Hello,
braiding in
Dagger.
preschool, so no. Hey, how we doing? All right. It
Fate
wasn't a
now? No, no, no,
refreshing.
no. No
There was
more
no.
fate. We're going back to reality, baby.
Okay, yeah, we're back. We're locking back in. Also,
Back to
inc-
reality. Blah, 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 baby.
what the fuck? I'm still not over the Kumasawa shit. Fuck you. You don't. That's rude. That's rude.
Rude.
It was rude. It's rude of them. There was a perfectly nice old lady, and now she's gone.
Yeah, that's what
Not
happened when people are dead.
no,
When
not
they
like
are
she was
killed, they
dead.
die.
She was basically erased from existence. You took they took one look at Kumasawa-san and said like, nah, she was fake the whole time. You aren't, baby. I'm just being overwhelmed by the passage of time. It's what it is. I'm almost 30 years old. I'm turning 30 this year in like a couple months. Fucking
Wahoo!
whatever. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Wahoo!
Eddie gets to make as many old man jokes as she wants until she also turns 30, and then we're done. I think we're done at that point.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, she's got like 2 years,
2 more
like what
years.
one and a
Yeah.
half year, 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Fucked up. Anyways, there was no way to notice the coming in the morning without opening a window and looking at the cloudy sky, which had become a tiny bit lighter. It wasn't a refreshing morning. All that could be heard was the sound of the rain, which had kept falling since last night, and the howl of the wind.
とても朝とは思えないわね。
Hard to imagine. Oh god, Kyrie's alive! Everything's over, dude! Wait, whoa, wait a second! I was like, man, all the Ushiromiyas are alive. This is gonna be fucking crazy. Kyrie's alive! This thing's over in 2 seconds! Give Ava, you need to let her have the gun!
You're suddenly looking forward to it much more all of a sudden, right?
Oh man, this is gonna go crazy. It's hard to imagine that it's morning. This horrible weather reflects our hearts. Then I'd say it's pretty gentle considering. Have they been in there all night?
I don't know.
We should count ourselves as lucky it's raining and not rain that's falling and not spears. Rudolph, how did you know? How did you hear that? I thought they were being very stealthy with the way they destroyed everything. Why is her shirt suctioned to her boobies? Barry, it's called fashion. Get a clue?
Because she's sexy.
Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, why isn't Hideyoshi's shirt suctioned to his boobs?
It's because he's wearing a coat.
Whether it's rain or spears, bring it on, I say. Hideyoshi, I don't know if you want to say that after last night.
Did everyone just sleep in this room? Oh my god, they did.
No, they I don't even think that they slept. I think that they literally had been going all night.
That's crazy. Did they figure it out? Did they solve the riddle?
No. Okay, so wait a second. They were awake all night. The whole night. And they didn't notice they didn't notice like the fucking fate battle that was happening outside.
Uh-huh. No. They knew it was raining. They just didn't know it was raining bullets.
I'm so tired. Hey, by the way, important news.
Barry?
Wow.
What's up? Important news?
Isn't this enough? Can't do much else until this mystery 19th person, Beatrice, takes action. When I came home today, the baby bunny that lives in our yard was relaxing in the shade, all stretched out. So cute. That is important news. That's important. I'm glad you shared this with the class. That is correct. Kyrie's alive. Kraus is alive. However, I believe we have thought of almost every trick they could use against us. That line after the fucking bullshit we just saw is like Kraus is like this is like a coughing embryo, like an embryo with cancer versus like the U.S. nuclear stockpile.
Barry, did you take a picture? Probably not, but completely understandable your last statement. I agree.
Yeah.
As you should.
As long as a traitor doesn't appear among us siblings, we should be able to deal with most situations. Nah, haven't we talked about this enough? We ended up staying up all night. I'm tired. You're right. How about taking a little rest after eating breakfast? Good plan. Staying up all night is trying at my age. As they all stretched, they enjoyed this unrefreshing morning as best they could. Let's go wash our faces or something. It'll probably look horrible.
I mean, Rudolph's jacket is kind of suction, like, to his boobies, don't you think?
Just a little bit. It's a horrible stench. Oh, that's death. As soon as they exited into the corridor, Kyrie made an openly disgusted expression. What's the matter? Hey, don't you smell something awful? Wait, this is going to be so fucked up. Because all the adults were together in the room, and the only ones left alive are the kids.
Oh god, you're right. Wait, you're telling me no one went to the bathroom?
I think going to the bathroom would have, unless they, would have been, noticeably long in the bathroom, would have been enough time to commit 6 murders and then position the bodies and then come back. without leaving any trace.
Well, like, wouldn't they have noticed sooner the smell?
Umineko came in from the pouring rain. This started the tragic story, Umineko when they dried. Thank you, Emily. How we doing?
Hi, Emily. What's up?
What is this stench? Who farted? It's unbearable. I want
It's
Rudolph to be like,
breakfast.
I want Rudolph to be like, ah, sorry, that's me, dog. Because of
Mhm.
that fuss, everyone stuck their heads out into the corridor. It's Shangan Mambo V3 murder ass idea. Incredible. It was a faint stench, but after the complaints, they clearly noticed it. Each of them went into the corridor, relying on their own sense of smell to tell them where the strange odor was coming from.
一体何事
What
で
in
し
the
ょ
world
う
could it
現地に
be?
対応させましょう
Let us have Genji deal with
き
it.
っともう使
Sorry!
用人室に来ていて
I believe he should have
朝の
already
準備
arrived
を
in the
している
servant
は
room
ず
to
です
begin morning preparations. Oh, give me 1 second.
Her two-toned hair.
Oh,
always
I'm
gets
not
me.
on. I'm not on stream remote. Thank you for the reminder, Barry. By giving everyone else
Again.
a Discord ping. God, I keep forgetting about it. They need to fix that. I'm so used to it just being I'm so used to it just being automatic. It's so fucked up.
Mm.
Anyways, I believe he should have already arrived in the servant room to begin the morning preparations. Please. It's difficult to imagine that Goda, of all people, could be making breakfast that would cause this kind of stench. Oh, I turned it on, happily. Don't you try to be causing Discord pings, Hempley. You stream terrorist. You motherfucker. How dare you?
A second Discord sound has hit the stream.
Oh, shit. But yeah, you can do-ho-ho your ass out of here. God, you get. Rudolph's group searched for the source of the smell and determined that it was coming from underground, from the boiler room. That stinky boiler. But the door was locked and they couldn't check inside. You see, Hempely, the difference between you two is Barry DM'd me specifically to tell me that I didn't have stream remote on and to, like, have me fix it, which was, like, very helpful and appreciated. You did it. You talked to me about my stream's extended warranty. There's a difference here. It was not the same thought.
This is awesome. This is great.
Meanwhile, Nazi and his group were on their way to search for someone in the servant room when they noticed something strange about the parlor.
何ですかこれは
What is this? Oh, everyone's dead in the parlor. What a horrible prank.
誰がこんなこと
Who would do something like...
No, it's probably a symbol. Yep, there we
Of
go.
course it is. Not purely helpful. I turned it on, but I turned off stream remote by then, so it's fine. Anyways, tea. Ooh. Delightful.
Tea.
I think he meant like literal tea and not like
Oh,
gossip tea.
I was so ready.
I know you were locked in. From
Whoa!
second
I
one.
was like, "Whoa, Emily's got tea."
Barry, that's a very common that bar that you've made for yourself out of Hempley is very high. I don't think any of us can clear it.
One day I will clear it. Manifest, rising, rise.
Rise. Drawing on the
Rising.
door to the parlor in the paint that reminded one of blood, there was a strange magic circle-like thing. Are we going to keep talking about how this is not blood? Because it's like clearly blood. It's like it's never been more obvious that like why would they use paint instead of just like using blood?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think Beatrice is out there going and like searching like the fucking storerooms for paint when like there's all this blood right here and she is a witch?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of funny though.
It is. I started from 0 puns and I built my emporium of puns by my own hands. It's a real rags to riches kind of story.
Well, they did say it smelled bad, so it's obviously blood.
Also, why not go over and sit? Paint and blood have different smells. No one has come to the kitchen yet. What is that? Ava's group, who had thought the smell had been coming from the kitchen, had returned, having observed that no one was there and preparations for breakfast had not yet begun. And they notice the unusual state of the parlor. Are they? I wonder if they're, like... I don't think any of the adults would suspect, like, the kids. Is the thing.
I don't know. Maybe... I think they would probably suspect, like, a group suicide first.
Yeah, like, I think they would probably be like, this was clearly some sort of thing where, like, grandfather was, like cult indoctrinating everyone and, like, all the servants, and then murder-suicide.
Yeah, because Kimzo's also not here, right?
I
Like,
think...
he's dead?
Like, I would have to think that it would be, like, maybe they would think Battler did it, if only because he's been gone for so long. But even then, like,
Oh.
I don't know how long that lasts.
Yeah, I don't think so, because, like, George is older still.
Yeah, but there's no way. It's George.
Yeah, I know, obviously. I'm just saying it's ridiculous to blame the kids.
Yeah, exactly. And they notice the unusual state of the parlor. It's no good. The boiler
Hey,
room
look at
is
his
locked.
titties.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes in a little bit. He's got a little bit. It's like tight. It's like tight up on those ribs. Although his titties are terrifically low. Like, what the fuck is wrong with his chest?
I don't know.
How many games are there in this series? Are they self-contained or like a large saga of misery? It's like an episodic sort of thing. Like each episode is, I want to say each episode is, what, like 12 hours long, something like that?
Something like that.
Something along those lines, or at least that's what we've observed so far. This is the
Think of it
third
just like
episode.
a very large book.
Yeah. This is just like, I suppose each one would be like a book in the series, but it's like each of the books is like, hey, there's like an overarching meta plot that like takes place kind of outside the realm of like the actual story, like what the actual events happening in the story. But like each one of the episodes is like a kind of remix on the central idea of like what would happen in these cases with all this like murder happening to this rich family if the events played out slightly differently each time. Like what kind of butterflies effects can we kind of get going here? So I'm guessing in that regard it would be like sort of like, it is sort of like a self-contained, like each one could be read as like a self-contained book, but like they are very much an overarching large saga of misery. Wouldn't it be bad if something's broken down on the boiler room? Was there a servant anywhere around? Is that vulgar graffiti here too? There was also one on the door to the boiler room. What's that? This creepy graffiti isn't just here, it's in other places as well? You don't think that this is the Witch of the Forest Beatrice's declaration of war, right?
Give me one moment. I just got a DM from my coworker, and he's like, "Look at the moon."
Oh yeah.
So I guess I have to go look at the moon.
Yeah, it's a strawberry moon tonight. Actually, I'm gonna go take a look at it myself.
I'm gonna go look at the moon.
I'll be right back.
Everyone, go look at the moon.
Look at Barry's moon. Look at what she did to the moon. Cloudy shit outside. I can't see jack shit. Oh well. Hideyoshi tried to make fun of it, but staring at this creepy magic circle while listening to the wind and the rain really made it seem like there was a message from a witch. The dripping bright red paint made one think of blood, and it made things even more eerie. Hideyoshi tried to open the door, but it was locked. As a general rule, the parlor was never locked. Someone had gone out of their way to lock it. What does this mean? Did someone secretly leave this graffiti while we were talking in the dining hall? On the doors of the parlor and the boiler room? So wait, it is paint? That's what they keep saying! Everyone's like, it's like, oh, it's this paint that makes you think like it's blood, but like, it genuinely does not make sense if it is paint. Like there's, it's silly. It's silly if it's paint. I think it's like, I can only think that it's some sort of like censorship thing where they're trying to get around it by like, you know, this looks and acts just like Godzilla, but for legal reasons we have to point out that it's not. we should treat it like we were being attacked by Godzilla, but once again, really reassuring people that this is not Godzilla. I'm sure the servants are behind this. We were together the whole time. We all have alibis. They probably did this prank on some strange orders from father. Considering the incident yesterday with Maria-chan's letter, it's more than possible to suspect the servants are acting on Dad's orders and planning something. Where the hell is everyone, anyway? They can't be playing inside hide and seek. Let's look for them. But before that, I'm worried about the children. They're alright, aren't they? I'll go check, and while I'm there, I'll see if there are any servants there. Then let's split up. When you go to the guest house and see how the brats are doing, we'll check around inside the mansion. I don't want to think about it. But maybe these creepy magic circles aren't just where we found them. We might have become involved in a bizarre game of fathers. We'll go with him and ask about the situation. But I doubt he'll be good-natured enough to listen to me.
Brother in Christ, I can't see the moon. I don't know where the moon is.
Yeah, it's dark. Yeah, it's very cloudy out where I'm at.
No, like it's clear out. It's not in the sky. It's gone.
Oh well. All right, I like you guys, but I don't like Umineko, so I'm gonna go. I'm so tired. Good night. Sleep tight, Barry. You don't split up. As a result, they confirmed that the 4 children were safe in the so-called cousin's room on the 2nd floor of the guest house. It appeared that they had stayed up late last night playing. All of them were snoring loudly, so Rosa decided not to wake them. Oh god, I forgot that Nanjo's still alive! I keep forgetting about this motherfucker!
Oh my god, Nanjo killed everyone!
Nanjo did it! Furthermore, Nanjo, who returned early the previous night
did I miss? Actually, don't answer that. I'm gonna catch up on my website.
Yeah, sure thing. It was also alright. It seemed to believe in the phrase early to bed, early to rise, and had awoken refreshed. During that time, Kirie and Hideyoshi had searched for the servants, but they didn't find them. The servant room in the guest house was also empty. The children are alright. All of them stayed up too late last night. The servant room is empty. I looked at the shift chart. The morning shift wasn't supposed to be beginning at 6. They should have started working by now. The nap room was also empty. There were signs that the futons had been used, but they weren't warm. You know what? I think Kraus, Nissan, and the others might have hit upon it, don't you? This is probably a game plan on Father's orders. I bet my bottom dollar he left those creepy scribbles and hid himself somewhere. Trying to make us do something. Are you saying that he's trying to see who's fit to inherit his wealth from family headship? Isn't that a bit... No. It might not be strange if Father was behind something like that. After all, Father loves big tricks.
I read too far ahead.
No. His abdomen started gushing red liquid, like strawberry juice from the gaping wound. It splattered everywhere and the flow just wouldn't end. He drank so much He had so many strawberries. He might have had this plan brewing ever since that epitaph was hung in the hall. In that case, I wonder whether he will make an announcement of the game or an explanation of it. It also seems possible that another envelope for press might appear, like the one handed to Maria-chan. You're right. Maybe Nissan and the rest have found that in the mansion. Eddie, did you see the moon? No, she did not.
I did not see the moon. I can't see the moon. Where did she go?
Where'd she be?
She went to bed.
Goddamn. Dr. Nanjo. You heard anything? My apologies. I do not have any idea what's going on. No one heard last night? No one heard that shit? Not a one? Damn. And yet, yes, I see. I could easily imagine Kinzo-san is planning something big. Why don't we go back to the mansion for now? Maybe they found something over there. If I will not be in the way, I'll come too. I'll stay here. The children are sleeping upstairs. We don't know what's happening. Can't leave them alone. Yes, you're right. I'll stay with Rosa and watch over the place. Would you tell that to my husband? Kirie, I don't think trusts Rosa for shit. I don't think she wants to leave the children alone with Rosa.
I mean, that is a really good judgment call.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. You do not want to leave the child beater alone with the children.
God.
Rosa and Kirie... I don't think she definitely could get away with that with literally anyone but Maria, though. Like, the second she tried to hit, like, another kid, like, I think that they could all physically overpower her. Rosa and Kirie remained in the guest house. Hideyoshi went with Nanjo and returned again to the mansion. Meanwhile, in the mansion, unbelievably, or maybe we should say the bad feelings have a tendency to be right, Rudolph's prediction was right on. because that same magic circle graffiti that had been drawn on the doors to the boiler room and the parlor had been found in multiple other places throughout the mansion. Nikki, how's Dad? No, no good. There was no response at all. I did try putting my ear against the door, but I couldn't sense anyone. Cannot find the servants anywhere. Where in the world did they disappear off to? This isn't funny. Father and the servants are hiding, and there are strange magic circles all over the mansion. What in the world is happening? There weren't only magic circles on the door to the boiler room and the door to the parlor. There were also 2 on the 2nd floor and 1 on the 3rd floor for a total of 5. They were all the same magic circle, and all the doors were locked, so they couldn't check inside. Anyways, let's do something about the boiler room first. We've got some kind of breakdown caused a fire or explosion, so we need the key. I believe there was a key box under the servant room. A key box in the servant room. They fished through the key box in the servant room, because each servant individually carried their own master key around. Those weren't kept here. However, all the individual room keys should have been here. It's so packed with keys. It isn't here. I've looked and looked, but I can't find a key to the boiler. I can't find the key to the boiler room. Look, Anaki. Only the keys to the rooms with those magic circles on them are just neatly missing. Yeah. It's true. How troublesome. It's as though someone doesn't want us to go into the room with the magic circles. No, they went through all the trouble of making them obvious using the magic circles, so maybe they do want us to enter? I think it's the latter. Breaking down the door is probably impossible. I mean, this isn't a movie. Smashing a window might work. Kraus had a little trouble deciding whether this situation called for that, this was a situation that called for smashing a window. It's like, this is my fucking house, dude.
Big enough to smash down a door, to be honest.
Smashing down a door is actually quite difficult. Like, it's not,
Have you tried?
I mean, like, I know, like, construction stuff, like, I know, like, the principles behind it from, like, my work. And, like, given, like, the way, like, the door is set up, it's, like, very hard to, like, either snap a thick piece of metal, or, or get it, like, the wood on the frame to splinter. Like, you want to be hitting near the lock, you want to try to be splintering the wood on the opposite side of the door, but that's also tends to be reinforced. It's really hard. I mean, if it's, like, a plywood door or something like that, like, it's, like, one of those hollow, like, whatever, like, yeah, you can just rip through that shit, no problem. But, like, if it's, like, if that door is solid, then, like, it's fucking good luck. At that time, Hideyoshi and Nanja returned. There was nothing strange in the guest house, and the children were safe. They told the others that Rose and Kyrie had stayed to watch over the place. Good morning. I heard that something strange has happened? Good morning, Dr. Nanjo. I apologize for waking you so early in the morning. Boy, I tell you what, Nanjo's fucking dead. Nanjo is absolutely dead in like 2 seconds. Like the second they get
they're all gonna crowd him and kill him.
Yeah, like the second like someone gets a gun in their hands, like Nanjo is like got a bullet.
He's first.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What is it? Did you find a letter or something? I'm sure you would have found something like that by now. You're right. I also believe that this is a massive joke, a game of fathers. If that was the case, there should be some letter telling us about that. Like the letter was given to Maria-chan. What if the announcement of the game was actually Maria-chan's letter? The details of the game, try to solve the riddle of the epitaph, have already been shown. Then what could the 5 magic circles we found in the mansion mean? And the missing servants? Natsune-san? How many servants were there total today? Huh? Genji, Goda... 5 of them, why? 5 servants and 5 magic circles. Maybe a coincidence, but it worries me. Let's break a window. We should check and see what's inside. We have no choice. Do it neatly. Kraus made his decision, gave permission to smash a window. I do appreciate that this man, as rich as he is like, I don't want to fucking break a window. The fuck?
I know. I think it's very funny.
Like he's like very cheap for being as like quote unquote rich as he is.
Yep.
And they decided the first floor would be the first room they would break into would be the parlor on the first floor, where the windows would be easiest to reach. I feel like they could also just like look into the room. Like I don't know if they gotta break a window. They had hoped to peek in through the window, but the curtains were drawn so they couldn't see. Okay.
Does that answer what you're?
I love that it was actively on screen. I just hadn't looked down to see it. Rudolph wandered around the garden, trying to find something that would be good for smashing the glass. Eventually, he found a rock bigger than a fist and came back. You don't have to smash the whole thing. Just open it enough that you can reach the lock. Don't get your hopes up, alright? Rudolph raised the rock and hit the glass with it several times.
Bro, just chuck through it. Chuck the rock.
I love how it's got the glass breaking chapter end effect. Before long, he succeeded in skillfully.
He's about to
opening a
end
hole big
so
enough.
many chapters.
He succeeded in skillfully opening a hole big enough that he could unlock it from the outside. Feels like you might have done this before. Rudolph, you got something you want to explain to the class? Covering his hand with a handkerchief, he stuck his hand through the hole and cautiously unlocked it. He should probably cover it with duct tape later. The rain will get blown in. When he threw the window open, the wind and rain had made the curtains dance around violently. He swept the curtain to the side. They could see the parlor they knew well. They were a little relieved, because they had thought that maybe the room would be filled with more bizarre magic circles, possibly the traces of some creepy ritual. In any event, they didn't want to hang around out in the rain, so the six of them, Faust, Natse, Abe, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, and Nanjo, entered the parlor as a group.
Through the window?
Yep.
Nanjo fit through the window?
Yeah, listen, there's gotta be, I don't want to be whatever. This man is old and this man is fat.
Everyone! Oh, God. Nanjo? I can believe everyone else.
Hideyoshi is stretching it a little bit. Nanjo, I don't buy that shit.
Look at this man. He's got white fucking hair. Mm-hmm. He's too old.
This man has to go for a jog. This man jogs for like 15 seconds. And he's like, God damn, I am not as young as I used to be. It seems that nothing in particular is out of the ordinary. Mm. What happened? Oh, Shannon first. God, that's rough.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's rough. Wait, are you alright? What happened to you? Blood! Dr. Nanjo, take a look at this! Hey, Shana-chan, are you okay? Answer me. You mustn't shake her. They were shaking! These motherfuckers. We'll examine her condition now. Like, they have a doctor right there. She had been in the shadow of a sofa, so they hadn't noticed her until they entered the room. Shannon was lying on the floor, her chest stained bright red with blood. Hey, Battler, where are you? Look, Shannon's corpse has turned up, see? I won't bully you anymore, so come out. Hmm? Oh, there you are. What are you doing holding your head in a place like that? Battler's like, I'm still not over last night. Fuck yourself. I'll deal with this later.
Too soon.
Fuck you, shut up. Battler had his head pressed to the table, was clutching it with his hands. I'm sure they meant that the body was stained with paint. You're right. His pitiful figure made it plainly clear he didn't want to see anything, didn't want to hear anything. He had heard Beatrice's sneering. Had he heard Beatrice's sneering voice? Could he not hear, or was he pretending that he couldn't hear? In any event, it was clear that he had closed up his heart like a shell.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of rough to watch the people you care about die over and over again.
I wonder if you tormented him too much, milady. After showing him that much and demanding a counter-argument, I can understand why he wants to mope around. Hey, Battler! You can't argue back. Resign, would you? It's your turn. If you don't make some move or pass, or else give up, we won't get anywhere.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Mm-hmm. I know the VA work hasn't been keeping this sort of sing-song thing, but I want to keep this up because I think it's really funny for her to be like taunting him like it's like a child.
I think you're doing a good job.
Huh? What's that? I can't hear you. I said be quiet! Shut up! Witches, magic? Can't you just do what can't you just do what you want? I don't believe any of it. Damn it. Don't talk to me, don't show me anything. Go away, go the hell away. Why is Beatrice evil? She
keeps killing his family.
She just loves fucking around with people. And like she's a witch, so like normally fucking around with people, like how a person would, is boring to her. So now she's like, what if I just killed like all your family members and like decided to start psychologically tormenting you over the course of like the same three or 4 days, like repeated over and over again, because you were like, no, I don't believe in magic. That's bullshit. That's why she's evil. But it's also why her and Battler work so well together, because Battler's a stubborn fucking moron. Get your goddamn annoying face away from me! Beatrice is like, she's like, wow, actually, maybe I have taken this too far. That man's not doing well. Beatrice instinctively, like, she was doing all that shit from last night, and then, like, Battler, like, breaking down and, like, screaming at her has her like, ugh, goddamn. Beatrice instinctively winced at Battler's sudden rage. Even if you say that, what the? Whoa, wait, see, I can't believe she is genuinely thrown off by this.
She's getting soft.
If you don't finish your turn, then my turn won't come. I feel like saying, don't make me too bored. You think I give a crap? Should I be quiet? Shut up! I don't give a damn about your game. I can't take this bullshit! Your turn won't come, then mine till mine is finished, then you can just wait for all stinking eternity, can't you? I don't care, I don't care, I don't get it! I won't accept witches and magic.
Right now?
I won't accept witches or magic. I won't accept something that fucked up. I said I don't talk to me! This is what to be fair, he did just watch the Twin Towers fall.
Yeah,
that would fuck anyone up. That would fuck anyone up.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh-oh.
Oh. What?
Beatrice
What?
is like, no, okay, you gotta shape the fuck up. I don't know what's what anymore. If you're being shown something that screwed up, how could I continue to resist?
Uh-oh.
Wandered aimlessly through the rose garden. I love how he's literally like has separated himself from the tea party and like is just wandering like kind of ghost-like through the fucking grounds. That's great. How Flowey Undertale is Beatrice? Flowey Undertale is very Beatrice, actually. I think that like I would say that like a very significant part of Flowey's like personality, the DNA of Flowey's personality, has come from Beatrice. It's like the exact same flavor of like, oh, this is boring. I want to fuck around with some people, see what makes them tick. What happens if I do this? I wandered aimlessly through the rose garden. It was rainy and windy, but that didn't mean my body got wet. There was just a feeling of isolation as I wandered amidst the wind and rain without an umbrella. Maybe I lost to her game a long time ago. I assume Beatrice doesn't have a tragic backstory, though. Not really. Like, there's some bits in her backstory that are kind of fucked up. But, like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's, like, particularly, like, super tragic, right? Of course, that depends on if you're talking... Okay.
Oh, so, God, here we go. Oh, fucking hell, Hempely, look what you've done.
Hempely, I got... So, the big thing about Umineko is that there's, like, two versions of the story kind of running in parallel with each other. There's the version of Umineko where magic is real, and, like, all this supernatural shit is actually happening. And there's a version of the story where their magic isn't real, and everything has, like, a mundane explanation. And those are kind of running in parallel with each other, where, like, one will reflect the other, but won't necessarily interact. So sometimes when you see a bunch of magic bullshit happen, you just have to write that off as, like, not having happened, but, like, the metaphorical content of that thing is kind of what happened with the real story, with, like, the real story as opposed to the magic story. It's super fucking complicated. It's, like, the only thing that really is keeping, like, makes anything in this game make sense. In the magic backstory, Beatrice was, like, an old noblewoman from, like, an old, like, noblewoman who, like, lived, like, a really long time ago. Who, like, became apprenticed to another witch, and, like, ended up inheriting her powers and her title and her name. and then proceeded to like help out a man called Kinzo with his gold, with the understanding that like after like however many years, whenever she came back and regained her power, she would come back, take everything that like he had built with that money. In the real story, Beatrice was the mistress of Kinzo, who, in some way, shape, or form, allowed him access to like a literal ton of gold. What was it, like 10 tons of gold, or something along those lines? Just something absurd like that. And like he built a mansion out, like he has a private island where he like his family estate is. And he built a secret mansion that to hide her away and kind of lock her away from the world. And then there's a bunch of other bullshit that happens that I actually don't really want to get into because it would just be so long and it's like pointlessly tragic. But yeah, bad things happen in that mansion. Beatrice dies in childbirth. Her child looks just like her. There's a bit of like insanity on Kinzo's part to where he sees like the child as the reincarnation of Beatrice. And bad things happen to where I think that maybe Kinzo did some really fucked up shit to his daughter. But that's not confirmed. That's just my theory, and it's like one that I'm very, very, very convinced of. And I hope it's not the case. If it's somehow not the case, good. But yeah, so on the real side of things, yes, very incredibly tragic backstory. Very incredibly tragic. On the magic side of things, not really. Like, not enough to, like, justify some of this, you know? Anyways. Actually, I wonder whether we hadn't reached a clear resolution in the previous game. After all, I had submitted to her for a time, so the world had been tinted
You're
with
good,
magic,
Hempling.
which is
I was
the
just
magic.
joking.
No, okay, so like at least like I want to say like what 40% of this playthrough has just been me like not reading anything and just like wildly spinning out and crashing out about like various theories and like thoughts in my head about like the stuff that I'm reading.
Yeah.
So like you said that and it's like, oh god, oh no, here we go again.
I pulled out my iPad to start drawing. I'm like, we're gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah. So the world had been tinted with witches and magic. Right now, Rokenjima is a different world, where witches stride around openly and fire off strange magic. It isn't a matter of accepting it or denying it. Maybe I had mistakenly assumed that I was playing a game on even footing with Beto. I had already been defeated in the last game, and this might just be the signing ceremony of my surrender. Just now, a mighty battle had unfolded in this rose garden. It makes me think of the current Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 theory crafting situation. Yeah, I would say that, like, I think that, like, it's fairly obvious that Toby Fox has, like, consumed Umineko in some way, shape, or form. I feel like it's, like, would be kind of insane if he hadn't given, like, his inspirations and, like, the stuff that he's into. But yeah, Deltarune stuff is gonna be hot for a while. There's a bunch of shit that I've seen. I'm currently going through Chapter 3 at the moment, but, already, like, even just with, like, Chapter 2 and just a little bit of Chapter 3, it's like, wow, alright, let me lock that one in. Just now, a mighty battle had unfolded in this rose garden. I had seen it with my own eyes. I kicked the ground. Obviously, the ground was hard, and a puddle splashed. Several towers had split this ground, sprouting like high-rise buildings. The more I kicked this ground, the more it felt like that really couldn't be possible. But because of that, I couldn't explain it with anything other than magic anymore. I get the locked rooms with the key shut up inside. They're probably just an extension of what you always see in detective novels. But that stuff, though... I really appreciate that this is what, like, really breaks it for him, and not, like, the goat men with, like, the laser sword, with, like, the laser hand swords, fighting the servants, with laser hand swords. Like, I like how he's like, no, wait, maybe I can get away with it, and then it's like, nope, sorry, this is fucked. All that big, flashy stuff. Damn it. Seems that my disciple has caused you much trouble. God damn it, old Beatrice! Aren't you dead? It's you. I was suddenly spoken to, so I turned around, and in the Rose Garden Arbor it was the predecessor Beatrice, who Beatrice had supposedly defeated a short while ago. Hello, not Kumasawa. I was sure you had died. So you were alive. No, I died. Yeah, sure. Mother. Now I am nothing more than a captured chess piece loitering outside the chessboard. You're Vito's master, right? So in other words, you're a witch too. Yes, that is correct. So in other words, that means witches really do exist. And I'm not the only one, and I'm not the one who can defeat her. It'd be you, since you use awesome magic, wouldn't it? I'm just useless now. There's nothing I can do anymore. Oh my. Have you submitted completely? What do you mean, submit? How the crap should I explain that? Towers, sprouting and falling. Huge giants holding shields and throwing spears. Just remembering it makes me feel like I'm going insane. Reasoning isn't worth a damn anymore, is it? We've left the level of tricks and explanations with human culprits. Shit! Oh, calm yourself. I'm nothing more than a piece on that child's game board. After being removed from that board, I am no longer a being who can do anything. But you are that child's opponent. As long as you cannot give up by yourself, you will always have the power to strike back at that child. Shut up! Weren't you also reciting strange spells and summoning towers and spears? What do you mean, strike back? Are you saying you'll teach me magic too, telling me to fight her in one of those massive magic battles? If you wish, I can teach you a bit about magic. Oh, just what I wanted! Please, give me some more awesome magic to smash your chest in one blow. Badler, you gotta stop thinking about titties. You gotta stop being so focused on them titties. Don't screw with me.
He never loses sight.
He doesn't. He really doesn't. I hear that in Japanese magic, there's a ceremony for rain. You know of it. Rain ceremony? That thing where you throw stuff into the fire and offer a dance. It's not magic. The fire causes a thermal, and as a result, rain clouds gather. Pretty sure that's an accepted scientific phenomenon. I believe that it was a form of Eastern magic. But it isn't magic? I believe that people offered sacred fire to the heavens, as well as a dance of respect, so that your entreaty for rain would reach the heart of the gods. Maybe people did that long ago, but most occult things like that have a scientific explanation. Is she gonna walk it back to like, no, that was totally science, don't worry. Because if so, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Why do things burn? Isn't it because phlogiston is contained in the material? No, things burn because of an oxidation reaction. Lavoisier abolished the phlogiston theory. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the heart of it. Ooh, this is the like
time
the
for
classic.
The info dump.
It's time for the guy who wrote this VN had like a really cool day on Wikipedia and he wants to share with the class.
Yes!
Why does heat transfer through objects? Isn't it because caloric is contained in the material? Pretty sure that was developed by Joule? Heat is an energy, not a substance. You've studied well. Your knowledge is correct. It's just some random facts. Phlogiston, caloric, and eventually ether, God's love. All are powerless before a scientific explanation! God's love, powerless before science.
I mean...
In the past, I was told that an apple falls from a tree, thanks to God's love, so that humans would be given food. Even gravity was explained by God's love. Well, that's probably left over from a period where religion rather than science was used to explain everything. That is correct. In the past, humans called the limits of their knowledge, no, ignorance itself, magic. Just like the rain ceremony we were just talking about. The people of ancient times understand the science of fire giving rise to heat, causal thermal, which flows towards clouds. Even without understanding, they at least knew the result. It probably happened a lot. The wisdom of the ancestors, even without understanding the reason, through long experience, they knew that they would obtain the result. Phenomena whose principles they didn't understand were probably the same as magic to them. Just like this person had said, ancient people who didn't understand the principles would probably believe that. Through the rain ceremony, their wish had reached the heavens and made the rain fall. Okay, like, I get where they're going with this. I don't even, like, necessarily object to, like, the trope that they're going for in general. You can't do that to me when they had a fate battle 5 seconds ago.
And yet, look at them.
You can't do that.
Look at them. Watch them do it anyways.
Oh, yeah. To them, that was certainly magic. As long as they didn't understand thermals. You press the light switch, the light turns on. Children do not know the scientific principle behind why the light bulb lights up. They press the switch, knowing only the result. They retain the result without knowing the principles. Isn't that magic to them? The reason you need God and anime together is because anime is super effective against science, I see. Pretty interesting. Well, I mean, logically that's true. For example, I don't have a clue why the brawn tubes in a TV show a picture. However, I think it's completely normal for things to be displayed on the TV. Even if I don't understand the principles behind brawn tubes, I at least know that if I push the switch, I can watch TV. It's the same as having a rain ceremony without understanding thermals. In other words, if I don't know the principles, even TV is the same as magic. No. Could you say it is magic? You know how brawn tubes are constructed. Have you ever taken one apart and looked inside? Nope. I think I read about it in a book or something once, but it was complicated and I didn't have a clue. But it was I think that when electrons hit a fluorescent material, it creates luminescence or something like that. That book was a fake. Actually, there are small people called gremlins shut up inside the brawn tubes.
Oh.
Wow. They do their job with magic. Yeah, that's stupid. There's no way. How can you deny it if you've never looked inside of a brawn tube? I've never looked inside, but I can say with confidence that small people like that definitely don't exist. This is her playing Wing Woman. They're like, listen, Beatrice, you gotta stop playing with your boy toys so harsh. I have to keep coming in and fixing them for you.
I think it's funny that, like, Beatrice keeps breaking Battler so bad that, like, the people that are supposed to be on her side keep having to, like, help him get better.
Since there's no brawn tube here, that's impossible to prove. Yeah, it's impossible to prove right this very moment, but later I can take apart a TV somewhere and show you and instantly win the argument. So in other words, with my magic theory that gremlins are shut up inside the brawn tubes and display the picture with magic, it's impossible to disprove until we can verify the contents of a brawn tube, correct? Well, isn't this just devil's proof? This is just devil's proof again.
They love to do it.
What the hell, one of those? I'm trying to say it's a devil's proof. I'm so glad. They're so good. They're so good about this shit. Oh, I gotta say, by and far away, the most skillful and like my favorite thing about this visual novel is about how often and how constant it is. Like, the viewer thinks a thing, a character says it 2 clicks later max.
You are genuinely Battler.
It's your favorite trick, you witches. The devil's proof is sophistry exploiting the possibility of proving a negative fed. I love how it's like, it's fucking sophistry. Don't you get it? Don't you fucking come at my shit like that. However, it's different from what I am talking about with the brawn tubes. That can be resolved just by taking apart a single television. You're right. It really isn't a devil's proof. The scientific theory you propose and the magical theory I propose, one of those is the truth. And with it, which one it is can be ascertained as soon as you look inside the brawn tube. However, until the instant that happens, we cannot deny each other's theories. So despite the fact that there is only one truth, until the moment you two look into the brawn tube, 2 conflicting truths can exist at the same time. Schrodinger's truth. Bizarre space, where 2 truths, one of which only one is permitted to exist, may exist simultaneously. I can just say that you did some weird mecha shift stuff. You had a secret base hidden under the fucking thing. Is the cat in the box? God damn it! I'm so glad we immediately go straight to Schrodinger's. I'm so... God damn it. Oh, it keeps happening. Is the cat in the box alive or dead? If you open the box, you'll know the answer. You will know the truth. However, until you open the box, you can claim the cat is alive and you can also claim it's dead. Each of the two parties makes a claim that according to them is the correct truth, and even though the two sides are conflicting, neither can win the argument so long as that box remains unopened. In other words, two truths can exist at the same time. Even though can only be one cat in the box, it's packed with a living cat and a dead cat in a strange parallel world. I do appreciate that they're using Schrodinger to like demonstrate like parallel thinking and like parallel like ideas, because like that's like the core of the story if you're following like the real versus the magic story, right?
Mm-hmm.
It works very well with the thematics of the story. I really like what they're doing here. That's what Rokonjima is now. Oh, and they're even going so far as to like explicitly state, God, oh, this fucking visual novel's so good. This island is now a different world where a science theory and a magic theory exist at the same time. Let's go! I'm so glad, because it's like, not only is this game smart, because it's like realizing now is the perfect thematic time to be introducing this, like, explicitly, it's also like, no, my theory was right. I knew exactly where this was going. I'm locked in. Oh, it's so good. Who doesn't know the world of science such as yourself? At a glance, it may feel as though the Lost Island has been sucked into a world of magic. Well, that may be correct. It's not accurate. Strictly speaking, it has moved from the world of science to the midway point between that world and the world of magic. So at a glance, it appears to you as though the world is tilted toward the magic side. But actually, this island is now in a perfect impartial position with relation to the two opposing worlds. So basically, like I say, yeah, like the two stories are happening parallel to each other. I don't. It's bad to say. I don't really get it. Midway between reality and magic, a perfectly impartial world. How's that? Hasn't everything been going really bad for me this whole time? Like, what the fuck? Are you telling me this is a skill issue? Perhaps you can think of it this way. This is a trial. Think of it as a court where you and Beatrice are laying out opposing claims. You can describe it as a bronze tube trial. The child comes with their tiny people inside the bronze tube, and she explains about the lives of those tiny people, what they look like, what types of magical power they have, on and on. And you? Well, I study in the library and argue back explaining how those bronze tubes are constructed, I guess. At the moment, both your claim and that child's claim exist in the court at the same time. If you lend an ear to that child's claim, you may hear it as though it were the truth, see it as though it were the truth. That is precisely what you were shown. At this moment, on Rokonjima, witches and magic certainly might exist as truth. However, the world is on a certain wave function, existing only until the moment the cat's box is open. Most states can be justified simultaneously. Ah, God bless it! I'm so happy. Ooh, I feel so smart. Ooh, I'm so glad that like the game is like, yeah, that thing that you were talking about this whole time, and basing like 99.9% of everything that you were talking about on. Yeah, of course it's correct. Fuck you. All states can be justified simultaneously. However, there's one truth. That is collapsed by observation, and countless truths are weeded out to become one truth. It's like, when in court, the judge makes his judgment. The two truths and the prosecutors and the defense... Okay, so basically, now we're shifting, so it's like, no, okay, so yeah, both the magic and the magic and the real, I guess in this case, like the science and the magic are both simultaneously parallel to each other. But eventually, one is going to be selected as the correct one, and only with that observational judgment, one is going to exist and the other is going to collapse. Collapse or the judgment become one. Yep. So to say it in your words, this island right now is the world right before looking into the bronze tube, right? Therefore, neither the science theory nor the magic theory can be denied. Since they cannot be denied, both can exist as truth. That's why both witches and magic can exist. However, at the same time, your opinion which denies them can also exist simultaneously as truth. It is a world where two conflicting things can exist at the same time. And it is a world where the conflicting truths cannot disprove each other. Is it starting to make sense to you? In other words, no matter how much awesome magic Vito shows me, that's only a claim from the magic theory and doesn't disprove mine. Especially, yeah, because like, there's also the holes of like, if all this fucking shit happened, then why did no one notice? So it's like no matter what kind of magic Bito shows me in this world, that cannot become proof that magic exists. That's right. That child will probably even try to explain an apple falling from a tree with magic. That child might shake her staff and pluck the apple with magic, and claim that she dropped it to the earth. However, that would be nothing more than another of her claims. You know that her claims can block your opportunity to make a claim. In that sense, this world is quite impartial to both sides. I get it. Still. By that argument, even if I show a sound argument with my science theory, all we'll do is collide head-on with her magic theory, and I can't win against her either. Furthermore, there won't be any final judgment until we peek into the Brontu, unless we peek into the Brontu. Where is the Brontu in this world? It means there's no reason for us to argue. Wouldn't it be alright if we just got along and peeked into the Brontu? There really is a tiny person in there. I suffer total defeat. Otherwise, I win. Why do we have to hold this debate without looking into the Brontu? That itself is the game for which that child has challenged you to. Perhaps instead of a court, I should use chess as an example. Oh, we're back! Oh, we're back! Ladies and gentlemen, we've come full circle! Victory and loss is not determined by a judge. You who are fighting will decide it yourselves. Can you win an argument with an opponent in a screwed-up world where multiple truths can exist at the same time? But you do not realize that, in point of fact, you were beaten in an argument and are sitting here right now, submitting.
It's like shit.
Nah,
You got
goddamn it. There's all the advice I can give you now. If you wish, I can occasionally give you advice. Sure, thanks, that really helps. I'll avenge you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. What's your name? Beatrice used to be my name, but now I have surrendered it. I do not have a name. Sure, I shall take a temporary name. Virgilius. Kumasawa! Kumasawa's right there! You were Kumasawa!
No, she's Virgilius.
I get that they wanted to... You know what? I understand the impulse here. I understand that you want to go, like, Virgil because of, like, the implication of, like, the Virgil to, like Battler's Dante, like, leading him through, like, this hellish game or whatever. I think that's a strong thematic parallel, and I think that makes sense. You can't be doing this, man. You cannot be doing this.
He's so stressed cool. He has to take his glasses off.
No. What about Virgilia? Virgilia. Valkyria. Wasn't that the name of a legendary goddess? No, it means the one who is a guide to Beatrice. And will guide you to that child who waits at the summit of Mount Purgatory. That should be a fitting name for that kind of guide.
What if it was for the sake of people looking up Kumasawa getting spoilers?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but, like, at the same time, I don't think that that's sort of, like, very... Like, you could look up Beatrice, and, like, I mean, I'm sure there'd be tons of spoilers, or Battler, or literally any character would be getting tons of spoilers. I don't think Kumasawa would also be like that, you know?
I think Dagger means, like, if you were playing this game as it was coming out.
And, like, you heard somebody talking about Kumasawa doing magic versus, like, Virgilius doing magic. Or Virgilia. Virgilia.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess that makes sense. But at that point, why are you fucking hanging out in that conversation to begin with? Fuck you. I think that I accept help from a witch and I'm trying to deny witches. I see. If this is a contradictory world where different things can exist at the same time, that also works. Yeah, it's almost funny. I mean, borrowing that child's words, but you truly are like a phoenix. Your will to fight has already been revived. Come, if your heart is prepared, then return to that child. Return to the chessboard that child is sitting at. I look forward to seeing how far you can fight my disciple. Yeah, just you watch. I won't listen to her babbling anymore. I'll coolly fight to the end. I definitely won't get provoked by her anymore. Battler. This is
5 seconds later.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I need to take. You know what? Fuck it. I'm taking a screenshot of this.
I love the music.
Clueless. He's born to be an Ace Attorney. Then let us return to the seat of the battle.
To the scene of the battle.
Ooh. She's so excited. She's like, oh, my twin. Oh, he's back. Oh, Batley's back. Oh, boy.
It's just weird. She looks kind of stressed. Like there's no light in her eyes.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, okay. I thought I really broke him. I was really worried there. Where did you hide yourself?" Oh, she missed him. I thought the sore loser would show himself again. You see? Sorry to keep you waiting. I pulled my head a little. And did you think of a response to that pleasant, thrilling, refreshing, highly acclaimed, wonderful fantasy battle between Master and me? Isn't that impossible to explain without fantasy? Lady. Nobody's like, "Milady, you might want to chill on that. You might want to..."
Your laugh is not very ladylike.
Not even that, just like, "Hey, I think he realized that he can get away with it. You can't just get away with that. Maybe don't gloat. Maybe don't set yourself up to the fall. You've only just promised to be kind and act for fine, remember?" That's such a good That's such a great laugh. I'm going back and listening to that voice line here in a second. I just get in such a good mood when I see Battler's face, you see. Yes, great mood. I mean, unironically, yes, but like, look at her face. Goddamn.
She's in a good mood.
Yeah, this is what a good mood looks like on Bito. Come on, and then Battler, the battle just now. How will you respond to it? Hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. Delightful. The Bito's voice actress is like absolutely been firing on all, like every voice actor really has been like firing on all like fucking cylinders. It's so good.
The Umineko manga is not a bad adaptation in my eyes,
As opposed to the
most
anime.
part, but you really miss out on not hearing the voice acting and the music.
Mhm. No, it's a definitely like it adds so much to the experience. Like, I get that people are like, you know, why aren't like visual novels just like books or whatever, or like, you know, like a light novel or something along those lines. But like, you miss out on so much, like so much extra like atmosphere and immersion you can get from like the other aspects, like the other artistic aspects of the story, like the acting performance, like the music. It's definitely just like a wonderful format for like writing, I suppose, because you can get a man to all this other stuff. Battle? Did something happen? Did he just say his own fucking name?
No, he said battle, not battler.
Battler.
Oh.
Battler. Not battler.
Battler, yeah.
It's because
that's
it's just them have it's just like,
I hate his name even more now, actually.
It's just I think it's just the thing where it's like it's hard for like Japanese speakers to like enunciate like R's and L, like the difference between an R and an L, because it's like it's the same, like it's the same in the, like their language.
Yeah, but now it just really shows actually how much closer his name is to the English word.
Yeah. What? Well, we're in this rose garden. Where in this rose garden? Where are all those spears and towers you grew? Where'd they have all fallen to? Not here, are they? In other words, this is what we see inside the Brawn Tube. Inside the Brawn Tube. She's like, shit! Oh, god damn it, she was talking to my master. He was talking to my fucking master. God damn it. Music, voices, royalty-free sound effects of magic laser swords, all missing from the manga. Listen, in the manga, you're not gonna get that beautiful sunset CG with Virgilia. Your twin towers are useless. What in the world are you talking about now? She's like, shit. In this very moment, there's nothing at all in the rose garden. Sure, towers may have been sprouting with magic a short while ago, That's only until we learn what's inside the Brawn tube. It's your interpretation that it was a magical battle, and that's nothing more than a claim. And the fact that there's nothing at all here right now is proof of that. This is how I argue back against that about that witch's battle just now. Right now, there isn't anything here, and that proves that nothing happened. Also, like, nobody noticed. Like, there's like you could have replaced like the magic battle with like stabbing her in the back with a knife, and literally nothing would have changed. I guess it's one of those things where like I guess like what they have to start doing is they have to start measuring things by their effects and not necessarily like the actual visuals of them happening. Unless they use red text to like clarify a situation as the truth. You know, obviously, I can't make a huge mess right on the first Twilight, and I do like that rose garden, you see. To prevent any damage, I fought inside a barrier. So it's only natural that it wouldn't have any influence on reality. And that's your claim. Well, I guess that works. However, my claim is that, at this point in time, there's nothing in the rose garden. And therefore there was no magic, and has not been obstructed in any way. Wait, you can deny my magic with that mess? It's impossible to prove the magic does not exist. It's a devil's proof. The truth is this garden at this very moment. The instant you look inside, the tiny people inside the frog tube will vanish. She's like, what the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck's a broad tube? There are no traces of magic here at all. That battle between you witches did not take place. What that counter? That power, could it be? Ah, you fucking talking to my fucking teacher, god damn it! Have you forgotten, milady? It's the multiplanar world collapsation technique! I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm gonna go get a drink really quick. I'll be right back.
You don't want to take a screenshot of that?
You know what? No, I prefer that didn't exist. You see, if I click past it and I forget it ever happened, it might as well not have ever happened. It didn't happen. Ron too, but I found that there's no little people named Renome inside. The power of a finite witch, which is the pair to the power of an endless witch. They're just like, oh no, he knows an advanced magical technique. He's like, what? That's logic. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Only an endless witch would be able to understand it, and it causes the strongest effects for an endless witch. They're saying this, and it's just like, oh no, he knows basic reasoning techniques. We're fucked. All we've been doing, all being a witch is bullshitting hard enough. Schrodinger's cat box. this is such a rare sprite for her.
Yeah, it is. I was just about to say the same thing.
That old hag of a witch? What an uncalled for hint! We've lost time. The 5 servants and grandfather, there are 6 corpses. Let me check the scene. I've been trudging along wasting time. From now on, I'll speed things up, okay? Take a seat, Beatrice. It's finally to the first Twilight, isn't it? Let's start the real thing. Show me what you got.
Yippee!
Hooray!
Anyways, that took an hour.
Yeah.
Skirmish. Are the kids awake yet? Bro.
I would hope so. It's 7.
What are you talking
Wait.
about?
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. They're
The
rich.
fuck you talking about?
They're rich school kids. They would probably start waking up by this point. The adults' motivations aside, at least for us kids, these were supposed to be a fun couple of days where we cousins deepened our friendship. However, when we woke up, there was an unbelievably cool reality waiting for us. I do appreciate that it was like specifically Shannon that they found, so it's like extra harsh. It's like George can't even have the hope maybe she's alive. George, Aniki, and Jessica were crying over Shannon and Cannon's deaths. Okay, so they just found all the bodies. Oh, hey, new CG! Right now, everyone who's alive is gathered in the lobby on the first floor of the guest house, which we had never used before this point, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about that at all.
I'm not gonna lie, this is genuinely so fucked up. Like, I don't remember seeing the CG ever.
Yeah. It's also like just a weird bar. This is like a weird bar setup that you've got.
What do you mean it's looked like this the entire time?
Like this is crazy. I love this place. This place looks so much better than like I would much rather spend time here like looking out over everything than like in the fucking parlor.
Why do they have so many short tables and chairs like it's a restaurant?
I want to Yippee redeem right now with that one sound clip. Which one? The laugh or what are we talking about here?
Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I forgot that the guest house was originally Krause's thing.
Was gonna be a hotel? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Just as Dagger was saying it.
Still better. It's still better though. If you gave me a choice between the parlor and here every time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think even the characters like agree.
But we just never did it. The meme yippee. Okay, gotcha.
Yippee!
Yippee! Right now, everyone who's alive is gathered in the lobby on the first floor of the guest house. We decided to use that instead of the parlor because, you know,
we were getting tired of the parlor.
And there were 12 of us. Unbelievable, right? There were 18 up until yesterday, and in one night, a third of that number had lost their lives. My agitation had finally been settled down, along with my lack of sleep from being woken up so early in the morning. It's beginning to feel like this was just a little unreal. I want to think that this is some kind of bad dream. My cheap escapism just kept telling me that was true over and over. Marie had gone back to sleep on the sofa, and Auntie Rosa was sitting. Other than her having nerves of steel, she probably genuinely hadn't had enough sleep. The adults were grasping... Hey, Rudolph has the gun!
Rudolph with the short gun! Wait. Is that a normal size gun? But it just looks like short in his hands?
I think it's like a Winchester that's been sawed off with a pistol grip. That's fucking weird. That's a bizarre gun right there. Why does it seem smaller than when the women were using it?
That's exactly what I was trying to say. I was just like, this is messed up, man.
Members is also a choice of word. Yeah, grasping members of... They were what now? Of grandfather's collection. He had a collection of members? Of short-barreled rifles. Oh. Wait, everyone has a gun? Oh,
everyone
no!
Has a gun.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
The entire family has a gun?
Why did the one gun before?
I don't know.
What
I guess because too many adults died.
What do you mean every adult has a gun? People are going to die immediately. It's like we're going to have... I'm going to click 3 times and 3 people would have been shot. Apparently a remnant of the period where he was possessed by Westerns, there was 4 identical guns. They're just making shit up right now. They're just like, actually, there was always 4 guns. Fuck you. Actually, this lobby always existed. Fuck you again.
Okay, but what about the really big gun?
Those have been split up between the 4 siblings: Uncle Kraus, Auntie Ava, my dad, and Auntie Rosa. Paper boxes filled with bullets lay on the table. The siblings were silently loading their guns. A little scary. Even as I stand here touching this, I get the feeling that Dad's about to hit. Don't touch that! Hit me. Then aren't you lucky? This is the worst. I hate this. Oh, I hate Kraus's.
Look how small it is in his hand.
Why does Kraus only have yaoi hands for this one scene? This one CG.
His fucking hands.
He's got the big meaty claws. Also, where does thumb go? Where's this thumb going?
It's somewhere.
Also, like, terrible trigger discipline. Just awful. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
it makes sense.
Fucking moron.
To be fair, it makes sense that they would have bad trigger discipline. They're Japanese. They're rich Japanese like heirs and heiresses.
It's also Kraus.
Yeah. He's not even like gripping it. He's just kind of like he's
kind of like daintily holding it.
Yeah,
in,
like
a completely dangerous way.
Like he's just holding it like this. Like he's holding it like this, and he's just got his finger around the trigger. He's just like bang. It said 12. Who else is alive? Nanjo.
Nanjo,
It's all the
doctor.
it's all the adults. It's all the adults. All the kids in Nanjo.
So it's the entire family and one stranger.
Yep. I'm surprised he is not bleeding on the ground right now.
Same.
Aren't you lucky?
They're all thinking it though.
No matter how much you touch it, you won't be hit again. It's so much bigger!
Oh my god, it is so much bigger in their hands. That's fucked up.
Can't believe it, that father would meet this kind of end. I did think that when it came to Kinzo-san, he would probably not die normally in his bed. But even so, it's too horrible. He's like, yeah, I think he would have fucking done some weird shit. Hey, I wonder if that really is father. I'm suspecting that it might be a different person's corpse as a substitute to trick us. No, without a doubt, that's father. You saw his toes, right? I forgot about his fucking toes. His 6 toes. I forgot Rosa was divorced and didn't have a spouse with her. Yep.
Yep.
In general society, there aren't any humans with 6 toes on both feet. But we can't say that there are none. I've heard that polydactyly isn't a rare disease. There's a man who liked big tricks, right? He might have had prepared a body from someone that had the same number of toes on both feet. Preposterous. What possessed him to do something like that? I don't know. That dude was fucking crazy. I'd agree if it was a normal person. But this is father we're talking about. You can't say for sure that what Kyrie says is nonsense. I just really love the ongoing arc of, like, Natsuhi is the world's biggest fucking, like, Kenzo simp.
I think it was fun just now, kind of seeing all the partners the same CG.
Mm-hmm. They say it's difficult to confirm the identity of the burnt corpse. However, there should be various ways to examine him from his teeth and bone structure. If the police investigate, they'd be bound to know whose body it was in an instant. The problem is that before the police, we need the telephone engineer. The boat probably won't come in this type of... I like how we're just like, okay, phone's out. Boat's not coming. Body's burnt. We've been here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. They're fast forwarding.
So, will it come tomorrow? Expect that the boat will come again at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Then I believe we'll be able to contact the police. Both us and the culprit have been imprisoned on this island until the typhoon passes.
Terrifying.
Just from our parents' conversation, you could probably figure out the general gist, but let's explain the situation anyways. First, early that morning, in various places around the mansion, a total of 6 corpses of grandfather and all the servants had been found one after another. First grandfather had been fed to the flames in the boiler room and was completely burned. Servants were found dead each. It's really funny that, like, almost, like, every single time that Kinzo's died, he's just been burnt. The servants were found dead, each locked in one of the various rooms throughout the mansion into which magic circles have been drawn.
Teachers are like, I don't want to get creative. I hate that guy.
Lighting his ass on fire. The cause of death of the servants was uncertain, but according to Dr. Nanjo's diagnosis, there was a high likelihood that he had been stabbed by something like a spear, or possibly shot by a gun. Bullet wounds and stab wounds are pretty different, dog. That's why the adults had started arming themselves with rifles. And what made the situation more chaotic was that telephone lines were out of order. It's unknown whether the lightning had caused them to break down or whether the culprit had destroyed them. In any case, contact with the outside was broken off, but we couldn't contact the police. So until tomorrow morning when the typhoon would pass, the boat would come, we'd have to protect ourselves. After all, Rokonshima is now isolated by the typhoon. And just like how we were stuck on the island, so was the culprit. It seemed that the adults had stayed up the whole night, spending the whole time in the family conference hall, in the mansion's dining hall. And even so, the crime had occurred in the mansion. Right when the adults had been getting worked into a frenzy over money, the murderer had been killing them in the same room. And Nazi said they were strict on locking the doors and windows at night, and yet some suspicious person had entered the mansion. The adults had decided the inside of the mansion was too large to be safe, so they had pulled out the guns and moved to the guest house where we had been. Which brings us to the present. Georgiana King the others begged to see Sandon's body.
the adults refused point blank, saying we must not until police arrive. It wasn't just because they had sealed all the rooms for surface scene. After all, the culprit who had killed 6 people had wandered about the mansion. For the Yoshiromiya family right now, the mansion should have been their home. It was like a danger zone that an unknown murderer had entered. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, the mansion's vast. There's plenty of blind spots and dark places, and it's just too vast to guarantee absolute safety with this number of people. In contrast, the guest house is a much smaller building than the mansion. 2 stories tall. Number of rooms, about 10? Apparently it had originally been constructed to serve as a boarding house when the island was to be turned into a resort, so it's easy to grasp the entire structure, and easy to guarantee safety. Makes it a good place to hold up in. And there's an extremely high likelihood that this mass murder of 6 people is a game, because the culprit had proclaimed that in a letter. I heard that a western side envelope with a family crest, just like the one Maria had claimed had to have received from Beatrice yesterday, had been found in the boiler room where grandfather's corpse had been discovered. Okay. This is what the letter said. So that there will be no misunderstandings, the game I seek is whether or not you can solve the riddle of the epitaph, not whether or not you can catch me. If you do not solve the riddle of the epitaph, the pitiful sacrifices will further increase in number. It would be more wise to spend your time solving the epitaph than searching for me. I love how, like, every single time it gets more explicit, like, fuck what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Don't fucking do it. Solve the riddle. Solve the fucking riddle. Please solve the fucking riddle. Interact with this riddle at all, please.
She's so tired.
Yes. 2 games of this bullshit. If no one can solve the riddle of the epitaph, no one will survive. If a person appears with skill enough to solve the riddle of the epitaph, I will give them all the golden land, the Yoshiromiya family headship, and all of my power. I was the one who succeeded the Yoshiromiya family headship from Kinzo-sama, and I look forward to seeing who will receive the headship from me. Beatrice the Golden. This riddle of the epitaph was that thing. That strange epitaph written in the same place as the portrait of the witch, displayed in the hall of the mansion. They finally had brain cells. My theory about the brain cell allowance increasing each chapter is true. It is. It genuinely does feel like every single time like we go to a new one, they're like, oh hey, let's remember 1 or 2 more things that like were really fucking important.
Mm-hmm.
Grandfather was the one who ordered that it be written, and the person who solved it would supposedly be given the family headship, the hidden gold or something like that. Ever since it was first displayed there several years ago, all the relatives, despite making fun of it in the open, had secretly been challenging that riddle in private. However, up until today, no one had solved it. We had once again been told that to solve the unintelligible riddle, and this time we'd been threatened that if we didn't solve it, we would all be killed. If this wasn't a game, what would you call it? The bold opinion that we should search... Oh, whoops. The bold opinion that we should search the premises for the culprit didn't come up once. However, there was a good chance they were armed, and there wasn't necessarily only one of them. And, while they might have been able to kill more than 6 people, they had stopped at 6. In the end, the opinion that we should avoid carelessly antagonizing the culprit and hold up in a safe place while we wait for the police to arrive, won out. After the adults had carefully checked the doors and windows until the guest house were locked, they set up camp in the lobby. When they had fingered their guns to distract themselves from attention, their expressions showed that they were already fatigued from this long day, which had still barely begun. There's nothing that I could do. Now all I could do is be taught how to use a gun. Prepare for the off chance that something would happen which led to an excess of guns. That's the way. Just obediently stand there, me and the rest of you. 6 people in the beginning again. And do you love how, like, occasionally in Battler's narration, it's like he's talking to, like, the Battler in the tea room?
Mm-hmm.
Or himself in the tea room or whatever. 6 people in the beginning again. This time it's grandfather and all the servants put together. Oh, hey, Virgilia.
Finally has a name.
Shut up. Most likely that child has carefully studied your moves from last game. And she placed the highest priority upon taking the pieces which she guessed you were most likely to first suspect. Makes sense. But last time and the time before that, servants who knew everything about the mansion and who walked around with master keys were always on the highest list of suspicious people. I'm still thinking about, like, no more than 18 people, and like, okay, so there must be less. There's no way you would phrase it like that otherwise. Shannon and Cannon are both dead, which means that I guess in like the real story, there's like fake bodies that were hidden, prepared for them or something. I don't know. What really fucks me up is that like
there are times where Canon and Shannon show up in the exact same scene and talk and interact with each other in such a way where like other people are there visibly seeing that as well, which is like I don't know if like that's like a magic theory thing that like cancels out like once you open like the box, like once you like look inside the Braun tube or whatever, if that'll clear itself up or not. But that's like the only sticking point in my theory that like Shannon, Ken, and Beatrice are all the same person. But I don't know exactly how they're gonna play playing with that. Both the last time and the time before that, the servants who know anything about the mansion who walk around with the master keys were always the highest in the list of suspicious people. A good example in the last game is just this locked room. If I had only accepted the servant was the culprit, that would have even been a locked room. Therefore, the child went straight for them. She probably immediately went to block the way of escape that you would ultimately retreat into. B2 also proclaimed in red that there are no more than... They're even making sure to say it specifically here as well, that there are no more than 18 people in the silence. So basically, she's saying, give it up. Now I have to suspect one of the 18. That child probably will probably come at you by stealing the pieces for the 18, descending as a 19th person who shouldn't exist, thereby making you accept that she is a witch. Yeah, that makes sense. That's because that is because now that her intimidation strategy of trying to force you to submit by showing you magic has failed, she can only make a frontal attack. Perfect. Bluffing won't work anymore. Be careful. Perception is the witch's strongest point. No matter what that child says or shows you, definitely won't threaten the truth that you believe in. Don't forget that. Sure. I'll be damned if the same moves are going to work on me over and over. Get out here, Beatrice. Let's get started. I'm already skidded to the mat. I love how Beatrice is like, I'm already here, dipshit. Oh, this track goes hard. My turn too is already complete. Imagine that Madame would turn out to be our enemy. How unfortunate, my lady. Our moves will be read thoroughly. That's no problem. Master's moves are all outdated classics. There's nothing to fear. What moves can you make beyond the classics I taught you? I'm looking forward to seeing Beatrice. Is alright, bad to love. A person who denies wishes that should help, accepts a witch as a strategist. That servant provocation's useless. This person is my advisor. No, my second. It doesn't change one bit. This is a fist fight between you and me. I understand. You're so wobbly that you probably need training wheels on your bicycle. Bitch baby, bitch baby. Do as you like. Come, begin. It's your turn. Let's begin with the reconstruction of the crime scene. Virgilia, if you please. First body discovery was Shannon. Damn.
This music change.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we have all these new tracks for Chapter 3. Let's hit them. Let's hit them. One after the other.
He's getting down to business.
I like that he has, like, I have my own fucking bullshit magic lady now. I can do all this fucking bullshit.
This is basically like his PowerPoint projector.
Yes, Virgilia's like, I need a PowerPoint projector. Virgilia, if you would please. Like, yes, go ahead. The first body discovered was Shannon. She was found in the parlor of the first floor of the mansion. The door and window were locked, and the locked room was established. Clarification request for Vito. Reconfirm the definition of a locked room. The term locked room refers to a room where the inside and the outside of the room are completely isolated from all travel between them. Of course, no form of intrusion or escape, nor any interference that is possible. That is comprehensive, including a denial of hidden doors, as well as a margin for interference from the outside. Henceforth, this definition will be referred to as Beatrice's locked room definition. Confirming specifics, defined margin for interference from the outside. Refers to all types of direct interference from the outside, such as using a fishing line or a long, thin rod. In other words, you would conclude that there is not even any gap in the doors or windows by which to use such tricks. Wonder about that. Even if there wasn't a gap, you should be able to interfere with radio waves like a remote control, right? Very well. I add to this definition that it's impossible for radio waves and other methods to remote control to interfere. I mean, I know she's saying that, but it's like, radio waves don't work like that. Like, are you telling me that every single fucking, like, wall in the Yoshiromiya family is, like, estate is, like, made of lead, and like, all the glass is, like, leaded glass? Because actually that would make sense for everyone losing their fucking minds for spending so much time here.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again? I was thinking.
Okay. I'm just saying that, like, it doesn't, like, It doesn't make sense. Like, I get that, like, okay, no fishing line, no rods, nothing like that. But also, like, how the fuck do you explain radio waves not working? It's like, yeah, it's like Dagger said, it's the entire, like, Ushiromiya house built as, like, a giant Faraday cage. What the fuck's going on here? Every wall is immune to radio waves? It's made out of lead? There's also an extension telephone parlor. The device linked with that wouldn't count as remote control, right? Phones are already out of order, damn. The phones are already out of order, damn you! This is a pain. Like, you're fucking insufferable. This shit sucks. I'll include that too. All direct and indirect methods of interfering from the outside of the room to the inside of the room, locked room are impossible. What about a voice or not? They should be able to interfere with the outside without entering the room, right? Even though it's a locked room, it's probably isn't impossible for someone to knock or call out. Whether the room allows for human communication with the outside or not does not go against the definition of a locked room. In other words, you can't define it so that even the methods of communication are interrupted? That's the case. Understood. So, Shanashin's parlor satisfies Beatrice's locked room definition? Correct. Locked room definition understood. Continue, Virgilia. Yes. Shin's body was in possession of one master key. The relatives who discovered her collected this. The repetition request for Vito. How many master keys are there? How many master keys this time? Same as last time. There are 5, 1 for each servant. Which means that this still isn't a locked room. There's still 4 master keys left. This means Shannon Chan was murdered and one of the other 4 keys locked in. That's correct. And it wasn't only a master key that was found. Yes. Alongside the body, there was a western envelope with the family crest. Inside of a letter, the key to the second floor guest room was inside of it. The key to the second floor guest room. Am I fine to define that as the only key other than the master keys that can open the door to the second floor guest room? Indeed, there's no problem. And unlike the master keys, there's only one. In other words, in order to unlock the specific room, in addition to the 5 master keys, there's only one other key. In other words, it's a message telling them to go to the second floor guest room next. They'd also move to the second floor guest room. Yes. The door to the second floor guest room was also locked and a magic circle was drawn on it. Relatives unlocked it with a key that they had found near Shannon's body. Inside the room, Kumasawa's body was discovered. You mean your body, Virgilia? Yours? Fuck you! Ah! She should have just sprung out from nowhere! Why was all this shit about her being Kumasawa? I'm so tired. This whole, like, listen, it's so fucked up that out of everything that's happened so far, this is the part that makes my head hurt the worst.
Aw, you want justice for Kumasawa.
I do. The room was a locked room. The definition was based on Beatrice's locked room definition. 1 master key, collected it. Western envelope, key to the 3rd floor servants' quarters. Relatives moved to the 3rd floor servants' quarters.
Damn, they were moving.
Magic circle on the door to the 3rd floor servants' quarters, and that door is locked. Yep. Goda's body was discovered. Room was locked room. Goda was okay. Goda had a master key. Relatives collected. I'm actually gonna start going through this. I'm going to paraphrase. I know I've been avoiding doing that. This is the same information over and over again. Western envelope, family seal, 2nd floor VIP room. They went there. What is all this? What the hell are you planning? Isn't it something worth glaring at? It isn't something worth glaring at me over, is it? It's a locked room, but there are still several master keys that can open it, correct? I had been dutiful enough to present you with the keys particular to each room in addition to the master keys. I don't like where this is going, but I'm starting to see how things will turn out. So it continues like this for all 6 people. Yes, correct. 2nd floor, Genji. The 2nd floor VIP room, Genji. 1 master key, boiler room. Moved to the underground boiler room. Kinso's body. Key to the chapel was discovered. They moved to the chapel.
Ah, they were moving.
Inside the chapel, Cannon's body was discovered. One master key. Key to the first floor parlor. With this, our reconstruction of how all 6 bodies were discovered is complete. Supplement. Along with the key to the chapel, a letter was enclosed in the western envelope to be found near Kinzo's body. Contents of the letter was what you saw. Further urged relatives to solve the epitaph's riddle. In that case, what's going on? The last place where Kamekun was set the key to the first room, the parlor where Shannon was. To make 6 locked rooms all tied together, right? Well, I mean, okay, the problem with this one is... Wait a second, hold up. Genji's body... They didn't say that the underground boiler room was a locked room. And they didn't say that the chapel was a locked room according to the definition. I don't know if that's just them like not having said it for brevity's sake, but they did specifically not say it for the boiler room and the. Well, I guess they didn't even say the. They didn't even say it for the second floor VIP room. So that's 3 rooms they technically haven't said that it matches the definition.
I feel like it's implied.
I mean, yeah, I think that is the case, but considering how much of this is like, you know, wordplay and subtle misdirection and lies or whatever, like, I want to at least point it out, even if it is probably useless. You know?
Okay. Go, white boy, go.
So the thing about this one is that you only need to really break 1 locked room. If you break 1 locked room, all the rest of them fall like dominoes. The 6 locked rooms are all tied together. The keys to unlock each are shut up in the next room. In other words, the 6 locked rooms form 1 massive locked room, and all the master keys, as well as the individual master keys, are shut up inside of it. This is a very Beto plan. Like, I looking at this, and I'm like, the pageantry,
So
like, the drama of this. Like, this is Beto.
She's so funny.
She is. Furthermore, all the doors and windows in all 6 rooms are normal. No device exists which can lock them without a key, such as an auto lock. What do you think? It's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, she did better. As I said, milady, that's not dignified. Fucking get it together. Get it together, you sloppy bitch. When Renove rebuked her, Vito stuck her tongue at him shamelessly. Sorry. I just get in such a good mood playing with Battler. So, Battler, what is your move going to be? If you can't think of anything in particular, I can show you how I made the goats carry the bodies. See what all the rooms with magic if you want. I'll do what you want. I'll listen respectfully to this magic theory that you assert. However, I can assert my human theory, which is completely different from your claim. Okay, we need to, like, hit upon actual terms for this. Are they going to keep saying human theory, or are they going to say science theory? What are we doing here?
I think they're referring to who is the culprit theory.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. But they need to lock it down so I can start referring to them using those terms. Do they mostly refer to... No. Eddie, I'm just asking. Do they mostly refer to it in the future as human theory, or is it as science theory?
Considering that the question has always been, is the culprit a witch or a human?
Human, then.
I think it's human.
Okay. Literally, it's just so, like, I can start referring to it as that and get used to it, instead of having to switch, like I just did.
Girl, do whatever you want.
Without any interference from your claim whatsoever. So, in other words, there's no need for me to listen to your bullshit! Go wave your magic staff or whatever as much as you like and act out how you lock the doors with your 7-colored magic. Before too long, I'm sure there will be people who want to stand beside you, advertising their snake oil and all-purpose kitchen knives. Virgilia, reconstruct the crime scene. She's like, oh, you're faking fake-ass shit, and your stupid fucking magic, and your goddamn snake oil, MLM bullshit. Anyways, Virgilia, use magic to reconstruct the crime scene, please. He's so funny. I'll search for a weakness. Were they all definitely dead? Just one of them is playing dead. This isn't a locked room at all. Nanjo checked that all of them were dead. However, due to the devil's proof, it's impossible to deny with the possibility of a wrong diagnosis. In other words, she cannot make the likelihood that Nanjo overlooked this fact that they were alive equal to 0. Here it is, that devil's proof. But there exists a sword which can carve that up. What are those people doing? Looks like they're having a good time leaving me out of the discussion. It's like, come on, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean they just left me sitting here? Fuck you. You can pay attention to me at least a little bit.
By nature, communication with the opponent is not necessary in order to compete in chess. You spoke in riddles when you communicated outside your moves, milady. Perhaps it has come to this because he does not want to be led astray. Beatrice is like, aw, but I wanted to fucking battle some more. She's like, man, I wanted to... This sucks. I shouldn't have done that. Now I don't get to fucking hang out with Battler anymore. It is really funny how it's like, it's become like very, very obvious that like she really does like this guy.
Yeah.
Like, two was like, you know, one was like, whatever, they're opposed, but like, obviously, like, she really didn't interact all that much. Two is much more them, like, hate fucking, I guess, more than anything else. This is like a genuine fondness. For some reason, I can't accept it. You're challenging him to a chess match, are you not, my lady? I mean, that's true, but... Oh. Beatrice puffed at her cheeks as though saying, I don't know why, I don't like it. And because the police have not arrived yet at the scene, the human side ability to prove things is limited. For strict confirmation of deaths, I recommend a repetition request. Alright, that's what I'll strike. Repetition requested. The 6 victims are all dead. Lady, you have a repetition. They're literally, it's like, hey, Renault, tell Beatrice, like, tell Beatrice to ask her, like, for a repetition request. You have a repetition request waiting, you know? Enough lazing around. You decline the repetition. This is where our battle starts. What? He's like, oh shit, ow, ow, ow. Did he like fucking smack her on the head or something? Sorry, that's fine, I'll respond. Oh, there's a sword. Kinzo, Genji, Shanan, Kana, Goda, and Kumasawa. These 6 are all dead. Why are you so out of it? Alright, so I've drawn one out of you. That classic where they were pretending you dead is the first to be denied. I won't go easy on you anymore. Come at me how you like. I'll slice some slant lives, one after another. Again, repetition requested. No one is hiding in any of the 6 rooms. Show me that you can deny the existence of people we aren't aware of. I respond. There is no one hiding in the 6th room. And I'm sure it's only the 6th of them canned in there. They aren't pretending to be dead. What will you do? What will you do? There's nothing a human could do. Obediently kneel and observe as I control the locks of will with my wonderful magic, alright? I want him to like not respond and just like go back to the scene reconstruction with Virgilia and her to be like, this sucks, I hate this, fuck this. And another repetition request. The 6 deaths were instant. Ooh. Instant death. Oh, okay, so like they locked themselves in after like they got poisoned or something. Well, what do you mean by that? It means that there's a possibility that a single victim on the verge of death managed to escape into the room, and after locking it from the inside, to create a locked room, they passed away. Classic locked room murder. In the case that the victim has failed to fatal balloon and is doomed to die at some later time, it's possible for the victim to hole up inside a room to escape the murderer, and then die after locking, in which case a locked room could be constructed unexpectedly. In order to deny that possibility, you would need to proclaim that the 6 died instantly with red truth. Very well, I'll slay you with my red treasure sword. The 6 died instantly. By instant death, I mean that as soon as they were attacked, they became incapable of action. Well, death in its full meaning may have taken several seconds or even minutes. But in any event, it was completely impossible for them to have taken any action of their own will. In that sense, I can state that they died instantly. Everything up until now has just been checking for a classic locked room. My showdown with you over the locked room starts now, right? The culprit isn't on the inside, then they're on the outside. So somehow they killed them from outside the rooms. You lost your mind. Is it true that a locked room equals murder is impossible from the outside? Therefore, it's impossible for it to be anything other than a magical murderer. No, it's not. The right thing to say is a murder really happened equals it isn't a locked room. No matter how much you speak in riddles, this is definitely a locked room. I mean, he could just say one of them killed themselves. And that's it. Right? Like, I mean... Make them deny like killing themselves. Like get a repetition request for killing themselves. Feels like the right thing to do, right? It's a shame that it only looks like a locked room.
However, about this time, only the victims are inside the room, and no other people exist in the room. By Milady's locked room definition, remote murders from outside the room have already been clearly denied, have they not? Wait, the definition of remote murders is vast, right? Surely there's stuff like pulling a fishing line from outside the room and strangling the victim inside the room. That's not all there is. For example, a trap would make an excellent remote murder. Yeah, fair enough. Trap?
She's
What is
entertained.
this? What is this? Just as an example, let's say they were instructed to enter previously decided rooms. Lock the doors from the inside to create a locked room themselves. Trap set up in this room so they don't know about. They are killed by that. How's that? Now there's no contradiction. There's no problem. It corresponds to the existing state. There's no problem on our side either. It's not conflict with the lady's locked room definition. What's with this stupid reasoning? Nothing suspicious was found in any of the rooms, you know. What form did that trap have? Where was it hidden? How did it operate? He doesn't have to prove any of that shit, though. Explain that for all 6 people. Well, you only need one. The second you have one locked room failed, the whole thing fails. In the parlor, the guest room, the servants' quarters, the VIP room, the boiler room, and the chapel. Well, you can't, can you? Decline refutation. There's no need for me to explain that. Even so, it doesn't damage my claim. What did you say? Bitch, I don't have to explain shit! If you don't have to explain shit, I don't have to explain shit! Fuck you! Beatrice, it's the devil's proof. The fact that he cannot explain the form of the trap does not in itself prove that there was a trap. Well done. Well overbearing, a wonderful move. Guys, she's like, damn it, what do you mean he's getting used to this? This sucks! I was really enjoying being like the only one with experience doing this. It's like you beating on your like little brother in a fighting game, and then he finally learns how to do a combo, and you're like, okay, wait a second, I actually have to take this seriously now. Check. Possible to establish a locked room murder via murder trap X that they couldn't find. I'll kill that check with the red shroom. The 6 were not killed by traps. So, I keep waiting because, like, we've already been previously warned, like, that the red truth can really be used to, like, fucking turn shit around on her if she's not careful, and she has been throwing them out left, right, and center.
Yep, she was very careful.
The definition of trap. She's like, wait, what are those? Something that activates when a victim gets caught in it by their own actions. That's not all. Stuff that activates by a remote control or by a timer. Everything like that is also included. All devices that carry out a murder without the direct participation of the one who set it up. I believe that definition may be appropriate. How's that? I've struck back. She's like, wait a second. Why does it feel like? Why does it feel like I'm on his rhythm instead of the other way around? What the fuck's happening here? This sucks.
Girl, you look desperate.
I hate being up on the back foot. As though I could let a human defeat this locked room. You're also frantic, trying to win, huh? What? What do you mean? You're also frantically fighting to make me accept that you exist. Until now, I just thought I was being toyed around with one-sidedly by you. But that was actually wrong. You're also frantically resisting my combat, fighting to show that you exist. Now, I finally really feel that that's true. This isn't torture inflicted on me about whether or not I submit or not. This is a fight between you and me on even footing. Alright, it's starting to get interesting, isn't it? 6 people died in locked rooms and no one was inside, and there was no meddling from the outside, and also no traps. I love how he's like basically completely over the fact that like it's his family and friends that are getting killed. He's just like, whatever, well, we've been here. I've been here like so many times. We're focusing on the facts.
Actually, he just doesn't care about the servants at all.
It's so evil. The rich people are fucking terrifying. And also no traps. If I was still how I used to be, I would probably think this had to be the work of magic. If you would acted out some strange magic right about now, I probably would even surrender. It's that favorite strategy of yours. You completely intercept all my moves, and then the moment I've tried everything and fall on my knees, when my heart's defensive power is at its weakest, you shall have some strange magic. Take the game all at once. She always has had a short temper. She still has that bad habit of rushing things for victories in sight. Because my lady cannot stand putting things off. Hey, shut up! Shut up! Fuck you! Peanut Gallery, get the fuck out of here! It's your turn, Battler. That trap piece you've advanced, I've cut down with red. What will you send out next? Show me what you got.
Right. Now that even traps have been defeated, at a glance, this looks like a perfect locker room murder. And that's where, and that's why this is where I'll flip over the chessboard. Here it is, your special technique. What exactly are you going to flip over and how? Try showing me. Yeah, I'll show you. It's not about thinking about how to kill 6 people inside locked rooms from the outside. That's no good, no goddamn good at all. That's right, it's not about how to kill from the outside. It's about how they died inside the room and created a locked room. That's it. This is the answer. You assume that one of the 6 victims was the culprit. This locked room can be explained extremely easily. Yeah, they just killed themselves. No way! I believe I clearly said and read that the 6 of them were dead. 6 people did die. 5 were victims who were killed. You assume that the other person committed suicide, you can destroy the locked room. Yep. They fucking killed themselves! Certainly. The culprit locked themselves in the final locked room. Of course, I guess you could always say that, like, another murder happens, like, with a completely different victim and culprit. Like just because one culprit died doesn't mean that there couldn't be another person doing murder. The culprit locked themselves in the final locked room and threw away their own life. The locked room chain would be established. The culprit's suicide. Normally it's an unthinkable move. The argument that it doesn't exist is because it's unthinkable. It doesn't exist. And because he has no responsibility to demonstrate a motive. A truly powerful move, which can only be used in a chess match against a witch.
What the fuck kind of wording?
Like, the way she's saying it, it's like you're in the middle of playing chess with somebody and you'd be like, your king killed themselves, by the way. And they're like, how do I respond to this? It's like, you can only do that shit against a witch. They're the only ones who have to try to respond to that bullshit. Well, you can't say for certain there's no motive. For example, Kinzo had pronounced as only having a short time left to live. The motive of using his own death as a message, not being afraid to lose his short remaining life, may not be impossible to attach. Milady, it's now our turn. To imagine that you would even trample on the dignity of the dead to create a culprit. Yeah, he's like, I've stopped giving a shit about that. Fuck that. What a heartless, cold-blooded man. Setting the dead up as the culprit, this move is worse than inhuman, and it's one you used to attack Canonkun in the last game. I'm making a shot back at you with this move, as a tribute to Canonkun for that time, even though the games are different. Just now, I freed that Canonkun from his regrets. You are talking a lot about a guy who you have known for like a day.
He gets attached to these. I guess he does care about the servants.
Yeah. He was like, no, I care about that one servant boy. I thought he was very hot. And, you know, I thought that there was something there. We had a good back and forth. There was chemistry. Sorry to Jessica, but I'm built different. I could win Canon's heart.
I can believe that.
You have no duty to hold back here. You should check whether suicide was not the cause of death for any of them. I recommend requesting a repetition. Right. But suicide is a naive word that won't corner her. Veto. This is the end. Repetition requested. The 6 deaths were all homicides. That is painful. Ugh. Because that also, like, blocks out natural death. Like a heart attack or something like that. What's wrong? 6 people were killed, right? I'm just checking the simplest premise that we had at the very beginning, aren't I? Can't you repeat it? I decline to repeat. There's no reason in particular. Refusing to repeat this is the same as resigning, you know? Checkmate! One of the 6 was the culprit, and they carried out a suicide after constructing a locked room. We're done! Wait! No, I'll say it! I'll use the red like you want. None of the 6 committed suicide. No, that's not... Okay, then it was a heart attack. It was like a natural death. How's that? Are you satisfied? No, that's not what he asked. That's not what he asked, Beatrice. I've struck back. She's like, I did it. I'm not owned. Don't put in the paper that I'm owned. As she turns into a corn cob.
She's corn cobbing.
I can't believe correctly is here in spirit. Love you, correctly. The hell, so you can say it. But isn't that weird? Why are you so panicked? It's your imagination. I'm also frantic this time, you see. I don't have much leeway. Don't pay it any mind. The repetition you requested has been modified. Do not be fooled. She's like, shit! Of course she would notice. I love how Renove's like technically like a strategist for Beatrice, but he's like so entertained every time she fucking gets owned.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's weird that I'm saying this. Poor fucking Beatrice. This sucks.
All of her friends have turned against her.
Like her old teacher, her employee, the guy she likes, all fucking going like, ah, look at her,
They're all
she's fucking
teasing
struggling.
her.
She fucked up. She fucked up. Seems it was useless, milady. That's right. She didn't say the 6 deaths were all homicides. She changed it to none of the 6 committed suicide. Which means one of the more of the people were not killed by someone else and didn't commit suicide. I got it! This is the truth! After Cobra X, who lurks among the 6, murdered the other 5, they constructed a locked room, and they planned to escape from or hide in that room by some method. However, there was an accident. The culprit died from an accident they hadn't expected and constructed a locked room that they hadn't desired. Now it's over, Beatrice. Checkmate. Damn it! Do you think that would be cornered by something like that? I would never scream my resignation over something like that. I'll slice up that foolish checkmate with my treasured red sword over and over again. Among the 6, there were... Renove's like, don't do that. You'll die. Like, is it like one of those things where like if you try to speak red about something that like isn't the truth, like you just explode?
Too many secrets.
I actually hate. You know what? I don't like that Battler even a little bit. Boom. What are you doing? My apologies. Our side requests some time to strategize. Please. Ma'am, please. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
He's looking out for her.
Shut the fuck up.
God damn, those sleeves are tight.
Yeah. Please allow us a brief postponement. I don't think, like, it's so tight that I'm, like, literally, like, I don't think he can drive. Like, I think if he tried to, like, do this, like, it would be too tight. He'd have, like, too much... Like, he wouldn't be able to get over at all. It's just a request. It's a just request. I believe there should be no problem. Sure, I'll allow that. I've been giving those a lot lately. This time it's your turn to use it. Thank you so much. Come, lady, this way. Let us quietly count to 100 inside of our heads. She is actively biting his hand and like scratching at his arm. She's going feral. As Vito grew thoroughly panicked and agitated, Renove had quickly covered her mouth with his hand and suspended the game. He then pulled Vito away in the name of a strategy conference. Damn, get fucking smacked. Damn. Curse that demon brother. Vito got all hot. That was an ideal chance to corner her. Vito normally behaves elegantly, but she actually has a really short temper and gets mad easily. Her normal intelligence falls silent when she starts getting agitated. Ronove is composed. He probably gave that child some time to cool her head. That child was stubbornly trying to remove your check, and was going to easily let several large pieces go. After all, the first twilight is only a skirmish. The child mistook your timing. So, what does it mean? Did I create a checkmate or didn't I? The child was going to proclaim it in red. It probably wouldn't have become checkmate yet, but I imagine that child will proclaim her resignation once she has cooled her head. Surely not, even though she hates losing. Yes? In a losing battle, it's essential to withdraw your troops as soon as possible to try to minimize your losses. The difficult part is measuring whether it is a losing battle or not. I get it. So it's like in choosing to, it's the lawyer thing. It's like, shut the fuck up. If there's even a chance that like at this point like there's nothing you can do, like throwing good shit after bad, like no, you just gotta shut the fuck up and like nope, sorry, it's over. Don't give him anything. As soon as that child's butler calmly made that decision. Well. In other words, she got away with only a second to spare. Looks like I won't be getting checkmate and delivering the final blow so easily. However, you should measure this as your victory. It seems to have just barely presented a large loss. But without a doubt, you dealt considerable damage. I'm sure you were able to understand the depths of that wound by watching the way she panicked. Seriously. It feels like she'd start crying if I bullied her any more than this. To talk, Renove returned with Vito, who wore a meek expression.
She didn't have the same bold smile as usual, but it looked like the blood wasn't rushing to her head anymore.
よ う
Hey!
お前の手
It's
番
your
だぜ
turn.
次の一手
You
は
decide your next move?
リザイン
I resign.
この場は
For
お
now, I
前
will let
に
you have
勝
your
つを許
victory. Pizza told me that frankly. It seemed as though she had taken a far-sighted view, as though saying, if you want to laugh, then laugh. It's a bit of a buzzkill, and I lost my desire to attack her further.
Ma-
Well, now that you resigned in the end, all that means is we're even, since my theory and yours
互い
can't
が
deny
相
each
手を
other.
否定負けってよりは
I'll treat it a little more like a tie than a loss.
気持ち悪い
I don't need your disgusting compassion. I think that pissed her off more than him gloating.
この場は我
I
ら
say
の
that this
負けだ
time, it is my
そ
loss.
なたには雨に濡れ
When you
ない
find a dog drenched with rain, or you find her whack it with a stick or something.
ねえ
No.
お前と違う
Unlike you. She's like, shit, he's right. Even though she ridiculed me horribly when I showed signs of defeat, she was so pathetic when it was her turn. I thought of her as a pretty unfair person, but I decided to act with dignity as a winner and accepted it. Beto had. I don't think Beto's like ever encountered like a fair winner. Like it's always been sore losers and sore winners for her. Like this is the first time she's like encountered some guy who's just like, yeah, fucking, yeah, good fucking go. So it was more like a tie than anything else, really. And she's like, fuck, what the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. That was the only result of the first Twilight. Beatrice couldn't count on my move of one of the six was the culprit. And that person died in the accident. Yeah, she probably could have countered it, but because of some strategic decision, she had given up. Felt less like I had won and more like she had escaped me by one step from victory. It's just against wishes. It's possible to battle onward solely using pieces called X, which don't need explanation. Thanks to the Devil's Proof, I can create as many strange fictions as I want and use them to fight in the argument. But that's only within the context of chess with a witch. In our human world, such an abstract story can't explain everything. Or anything? Can't explain
It's
anything.
hot. I'm gonna turn my AC.
Yeah, go for it. First Twilight today was a chain of 6 locked rooms. Maybe certainly may be possible for a human, but Ito hadn't been able to completely deny everything. However, I don't have a clue who committed the crime, why, or how they actually did it. I shouldn't say this having won, but I get the feeling that I would have felt less muddled if I had just been told right out by Beatrice that it was completely impossible for a human. Though I hide behind these abstract pieces called X, I couldn't deny that some kind of unthinkable, creepy intention had definitely pervaded this mansion.
Nice.
Nice. What do you think? Should I
You
keep
want to
going,
keep
or do you?
going?
It's up to you. Like I said, you know when the next break is going to be. Do you think we had time to keep going, or do you think we should wrap it up here?
I'm going to say we should wrap it up just because this is the end of everyone ganging up on Beatrice a bit.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Um,
This is a nice like if the last two streams were like extremely heavy meals for like two different reasons, like this is like a very nice like light sandwich course where it's just like, yeah, we're doing the back and forth, we're doing the banter, we're doing the logic shit back and forth. It's good.
honestly, I kind of think the way that the streams have been working out specifically for this episode is really nice because it's
Yeah.
like it's like the tone shift keeps happening. Like every stream's a different fucking tone.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking of like how fucked I would have been in the head if like those last two streams had been combined.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had gone from like the height of like my brain is on fire, I'm thinking of so many different things, there's so much meaning I gotta take from this, to like, what do you mean the Twin Towers?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean there's Gungi?
Let me see here.
Man, I
Is
love
this the
Umineko.
correct place to end? I think so. We just
Okay.
ended skirmish. Yep.
Who's streaming? Who's live?
Crackly!
Crackly! We are rating Crackly. Co-working
Yippee!
and studying.
I didn't
Nice.
even know that was a category on Twitch.
Yeah, that's neat.
That's really good info.
Wow. I
I
wonder,
see
do we-
myself on her stream.
Incredible. All right, thank you guys so much for coming out. We're gonna go ahead and rate correctly now. No idea what's going on kind of for the rest of the week in terms of like the weekdays. I want to say that I want to think that there might be something going on Friday, but I have no idea where that's coming from. On Sunday though, uh, as long as we continue, as long as we have enough people to be able to do it, we're still kind of doing some signups for it. We're gonna be doing we're gonna be doing a Magic the Gathering sealed draft. We're gonna be doing the new set that came out, the Final Fantasy crossover set. Uh, Myself, Hempley, and Mel, at the very least, maybe Human, are going to be getting together. We're going to be doing a draft on a website, and then from there, we're going to transfer that card list into Tabletop Simulator. And we're going to play some Magic. It's gonna be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, see you guys here in a little bit. You guys have fun with Correctly, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.